The home cooks have 60 minutes to create a stunning South American-inspired dish.
Butter. Anybody see butter?
I see condensed milk, evaporated milk, all the ingredients to make a tres leches cake. I used to eat this cake with my mom.
Chocolate.
When she passed away, I started to recreate and cook her recipes. So I'm doing this to honor my mom.
I think I'm good. Chef Claudio?
Jeremy, what are you making?
I'm making a tres leches cake
Wow.
with white chocolate and toasted coconut.
That brings me back to my childhood. What do you think is the biggest challenge in terms of pulling this one off?
The bake time and having it cool in time.
Jeremy, if you pull this off, I'm going to be incredibly impressed.
I'm gonna do my best.
I hope so.
Thank you, Chef.
Jeremy is doing a tres leches cake. He's worried about whether or not the cake is going to bake in time and rest and cool.
20 minutes. You have 20 minutes left.
I don't think he has enough time.
I'm cutting this way, way too close. This cake could send me home.
Come on.
5 minutes. You have 5 minutes left. At this time, you should be plating.
Time's running out, but I'm not going home on this cake.
I'm very concerned about Jennifer. Serious problems there. She doesn't have that much time left. I think she's very scared right now. Matthew is doing a panna cotta. He's doing a churros with caramel sauce. If he pulls this thing off, it's going to be spectacular.
1 minute. 1 minute. Get going.
Look how beautiful that is. There's no way I'm going home.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up. Yeah, baby.
It's toasted coconut and white chocolate tres leches cake.
So we got 3 layers.
And I put white chocolate in between each layer.
It's absolutely wonderful. That does make me think of South America. I get the wonderful toasted coconut that's around the outer edge, the very light whipped cream. I mean, to think that you were able to pull this off in 60 minutes, it's absolutely astonishing. Well done.
Thank you, Chef.
You know, I have very fond memories of this cake. My grandmother used to make it. The sponge cake you actually made perfectly, but it is a bit dry. Just a few more moments soaking up that condensed milk, and it would have been a masterpiece. It's just begging
Just
for more.
a little bit more, yeah.
Please go back to your station.
Thank you, Chef.
The sweet we're craving is one of the world's most beloved pastries. It was created in France back in the 1850s and has recently emerged as one of the latest food trends. I'm talking about delicious, decadent eclairs.
Those are beautiful.
I love eating eclairs, but I've never made one before. I'm pretty scared right now.
A light, fluffy, and crispy choux pastry with a hollow center that provides the perfect vessel for the rich, creamy custard and a decadent, sweet fondant glaze.
I've never had to face a pressure test until now. I am actually more worried than I've ever been.
I'm totally out of my comfort zone. I need to execute everything perfectly.
Once you add the egg yolks, you have to make sure it's very, very smooth.
I'm working on my choux pastry right now. I've made eclairs before. I'm comfortable with pastry.
Then you have to pipe very carefully into the perfect length.
I just want to make sure that they are the perfect size for the box they're going into.
Jeremy, those look awesome, man. Thanks, man.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Chef.
So you just finished your choux pastry?
Yeah, I got it in the oven.
Oh, let me see. Wow, the piping looks beautiful.
Thank you,
but
Chef.
there is a concern. When you put the choux pastry in the oven,
Yeah.
they tend to expand a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, they must fit into here. Or, turn around. Or you're going out those doors.
I know, Chef, and I don't want to do that. Hopefully, I'll be able to pull it off.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Jeremy, for a guy who is not baked, has got perfectly piped choux pastry.
They all fit.
My choux pastries are too small. I'm freaking out.
Jennifer seems to be just completely frazzled.
How could I have made a mistake already this early in my pressure test?
10 minutes! You have 10 minutes left!
That's over whipped, eh?
No.
No, it's cool. No?
I'm doing an apple pie filling, and that will be mixed into the pastry cream. It's super important to stay original. If you're not original, you're never gonna stand out.
At this point in time, the home cook should really start filling the eclairs now.
April, get pastry bags ready. Oh my gosh, right.
Jeremy's starting to pipe his first eclair.
Decorating those beautiful eclairs is all about finesse and precision
Oh my god, but it's not even decorated.
and creating this little jewel box.
Oh my gosh. This is so hard, my goodness.
30 seconds! You have 30 seconds left!
What am I gonna do?
Wow. Jeremy got upset with one of his eclairs.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
Jeremy, you're up next.
Survival is the only thing on my mind right now.
Walk me through the flavors, please.
This one is a peanut butter eclair, and then this one is the traditional eclair. This is the apple pie eclair, and this is a strawberry jam eclair.
It's got a lot of heft.
That's the apple pie one. I pureed some apple filling, and I folded it in with my pastry cream.
Is this chestnuts on top?
Yeah.
Nice combination of flavors. A skillful pastry chef will make sure that the cream runs right through from one end to the other. Is that gonna happen?
I tried my best.
Let's see what happens. Not bad. I've never had an apple pie eclair until now. It's amazing.
Thank you, chef.
It's so original. That was smart. Pastry quality is fantastic. Great texture. It's crispy and moist in the middle. You have some skills, Jeremy. This one's a home run.
Thank you.
So relieved. Hopefully that's gonna keep me here and make me stand out from the other 3 people cooking. I'm cooking for my dream. I want to prove to the judges that I can step out of my comfort zone, and I want that spot in top 5.
See where the cornstarch was, Matthew? No.
This is a very difficult dessert to achieve. The first step here is you need to get the mix for the ladyfingers prepared. You need to get those ladyfingers in the oven.
Jeremy, get it in your mixer.
You know how important it is when you're baking that the measurements are absolutely precise.
Shit.
So I'm making my ladyfinger batter, and I mixed it up.
That doesn't need cornstarch.
Jeremy's actually redoing his ladyfinger mix.
I have to start again. I know it's gonna kill some of my time, but it has to be done.
Hi there, Jeremy.
Hey, chef.
I can't help but notice that you had to remeasure out your dry ingredients.
Yes.
Do you think that may have set you back a little bit?
Yeah, it set me back a little bit on time, but I'm gonna try to speed it up.
Who do you think is going to have a tough time with this challenge?
I think maybe Matthew. He's very meticulous and he likes to take his time on things.
Do you think time management might get the better of him?
I think so, chef.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks.
I'm gonna multitask the way that I've never multitasked before. Jeremy should be scared.
To prepare the mousse, they're going to have to whip their egg whites, they're going to have to whip their cream, they're going to have to blend those ingredients together, add the gelatin.
I'm making a orange chocolate mousse. I want to show the judges that I can put together different flavor combinations.
I'm gonna make a white chocolate mousse. I'm relying on my flavors to get me through this pressure test.
20 minutes! You have 20 minutes left!
Then they have the big process of building the charlotte, putting the ingredients together,
Just big enough.
making sure that the fingers align the mold.
Feeling the pressure, feeling the pressure. I don't have that much time left, and I have to get all these lady fingers cut perfectly.
10, 10 minutes left.
Really low on time. It's freaking me out right now.
Now they can work on the glaze.
I need to make it look really, really pretty.
Pick it up, guys.
1 minute, you have 1 minute left. Come on, 1 minute, everything on.
Sean, that looks great.
Come on, guys.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Run, Sean, run.
3, 2, 1. Hands up.
Good job.
Chef.
Hello, Jeremy. Tell me the flavors of your charlotte cake, please.
It's orange chocolate mint charlotte, garnished with candied cereal and candied mint.
Wow, beautiful. Well, look, the outer row of the lady's fingers looks pretty decent. Any worries about me removing this piece of ribbon?
No.
Beautiful, Jeremy.
So what I want to see is a nice, clean cut. That mousse just sits there nicely, has a little jiggle to it, but you can see the layers. Let's see.
This is so damn.
It looks wonderful. A decent layer of mousse in between, another layer of the cake. Looks pretty good.
Thank you, Chef.
That's up the game, fellas. Now it's down to flavors.
Yeah.
The mousse, beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful, soft, fluffy. The immediate hit that I get is chocolate. Then that mint starts to come around. The piece that I don't get is the orange. I think you needed a little bit more orange just to punch through. Overall, it's a solid charlotte cake.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I'm gonna do a turkey roulade. Gonna stuff it in kind of like a crayon wine sauce just to bring like Thanksgiving-y.
We all want to make something that is a classic dish, so our theme is a new take on old classics.
Love it, amazing, good, great.
These ingredients are inspirational. You can do so much with each of them. But these proteins have one thing in common. They take tremendous skill to be able to achieve that delicious texture and presentation that we're looking for.
These are items with different texture profile, different taste profiles. So first of all, they have to think of ways to cook it, think of ways to even butcher it.
I think the pig's head is going to be the toughest piece to get done and cooked in time.
If they're smart, they can cut it into smaller pieces.
A pig's head is actually a delicacy in Asian culture. I'm gonna be making a Filipino dish called Sizzling sisig. It's made out of pig's ears, snout, and cheeks.
It's typically food that Filipinos eat while we're drinking beer. I'm gonna try to elevate it and make it with wine.
I got chills, so I am doing a play on my grandfather's favorite dish, chicken feet and polenta.
I want to take traditional and I want to elevate.
While each member of the blue team draws on personal history for inspiration, the red team's Asian theme presents a challenge for Terry.
I don't cook a lot of Asian flavors, but I got a lot of directions from my other teammates. I'm making grilled frog legs with an Asian-style pesto.
Frog's legs, that'll cook very, very quickly. So there you have to have a delicate hand and make sure that whatever you're putting with that also has a delicate feel and taste to it.
They've only got 90 minutes, and that is not a lot of time. The other area which really concerns me, there is no leader or captain in this challenge, which means that they have to all collaborate and work together in a way.
Is this okay on your station?
I'll keep it on it for you.
Just like in medicine, no doctor knows everything. You have to know when to ask for help.
Who's watching over each other? Who's governing the creative process, the plating, and the cook?
I've got my chicken feet in the pressure cooker. I'm just getting the polenta started.
What's Jennifer doing right now?
That polenta looks very dense, very dense.
The polenta is glue. Jennifer, she's a great sous chef, but knowing that she has to carry her dish is a little concerning. I'm screwed. If I need help,
What do you think of that consistency? Just
Add a bit more.
Stock?
And then
Add a bit
add
more
more
stock?
stock and let it reduce. How you doing?
okay? Blind cooking, not being able to check on your meat. The pressure cooker is so scary.
April Lee and Matthew are both using the pressure cooker, and they both have the shoulder. I particularly like the shoulder because it takes a lot of flavor in, but again, it takes time.
It's a little bit tough. start slicing it. So just go with the grain first.
Jeremy is the center of intelligence for the blue team. Everyone is going to him.
Jeremy, come look, skin.
Let's leave it in for 5 more minutes, and then we'll take it out.
Okay.
I want to win this challenge really badly. I don't want to lose. I just want our whole team to succeed.
The theme of the blue team's tasting menu is a new twist on old classics, while the red team will take the judges on a journey through the China Seas.
Well done. It was an amazing job you just pulled off. We'll start with the heads. Dr. Sean and Jeremy, please bring up your dishes.
Jeremy, walk me through your dish.
It's called Sizzling sisig. 3 parts of the pig head, the snout, the ears, and the cheeks, braised in white wine, jalapenos, and red peppers.
This dish is such a revelation for me. This is Filipino soul food. It's delicious.
Thank you, chef.
When you have it in the Philippines, does it have a little more kick?
It has a lot more spiciness.
Why did you hold back on the heat?
I feel like I've been gravitating to the Asian flavors as a safety net. I'm branching out to different flavors, and that's how I want to excel in this competition.
That's a positive. Something else you did in the challenge which really resonated with the 3 of us is how you kept watching over the other teammates. You had, I think, a really great management style. Very firm, very fair, and very caring, which is very rare to find.
Thank you.
Great job.
Matthew, the Irish coffee. Who are you gonna give that to?
I'm not quite sure if they even like coffee. Being Filipino myself, I know that we don't cook with coffee that much. This one I am gonna give to Jeremy.
Jeremy, how do you feel about cooking with whiskey, coffee, and cream?
I'm not sure what I would pair coffee with or how to use it at all, so I'm racking my brain right now. I open the fridge and the first thing that jumps out to me is steak. I know that people pair steak with coffee, so I'm gonna go for it. Matthew was right. I've never cooked with coffee before, but I think I know the flavor profile and what it matches. I'm making a steak with a coffee, togarashi, and salt dry rub. For my dessert, I'm gonna go to my Filipino roots. So I'm making a champorado. It's a Filipino dish. It's basically a chocolate rice pudding. I feel like I've been losing myself trying to impress the judges with other things that I don't really know. I'm gonna use my cooking style that got me here, and hopefully that will get me into top 4.
Hi there, Jeremy.
Hi, chef.
How are your 2 dishes going?
Going pretty good so far. I pretty much got my dessert done.
If I were you, I would be thinking about how I could be very creative to present that, but in a really modern,
I know, chef.
out-of-the-box
I know I've been
thinking.
struggling with plating, so that's been what's been going through my head the whole time I've been cooking.
As it stands right now, it just looks like brown starch.
I know, chef. I'm kind of nervous.
Okay, pull the rabbit out of the hat. Good luck with it, Jeremy.
Thank you. I'm kind of thinking that I may have made a mistake right now because there's really no way to make my dessert look pretty.
2 minutes! It may be your last 2 minutes in the MasterChef Canada kitchen.
Whew. Oh, Lord, no, not me.
I just grabbed the same 2 plates.
I'm gonna be part of the top 4 because I'm gonna try and show the judges that I can plate and make something delicious. I was really disappointed with the dish that I put out earlier, and I want to show them that I can do better than that. So I'm gonna redeem myself with this savory dish. I'm not going down today. I'm a fighter, so I'm gonna keep fighting until I win.
Jeremy, please bring your dishes up to the podium.
This dish is a coffee and togarashi beef with a steak au poivre sauce made with the whiskey and cream. And this dish is a coffee chocolate rice pudding with whiskey candied bacon.
I have to say, it doesn't look that appetizing on the plate.
Yeah.
Surprisingly delicious.
Thank you, chef.
I'm getting that sweet brown sugar. The coffee is working nicely with the chocolate, and it works really, really well with this rice. Had you plated it a little bit more elevated, it would have added so much more to the pleasure of enjoyment. Okay. But a bullseye on the use of those 3 key ingredients. Nicely done.
So let's try the beef with coffee sauce. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. Use the coffee to season the beef, right?
Yes. Dry rub with the togarashi and a lot of salt to counteract the bitterness of the coffee.
That was really smart. I'm glad you did that. You know, Jeremy, this dish here, in terms of the presentation, is the best looking main course I've seen in this challenge.
Thank you, Chef. I'm so proud of myself. I have a smile from ear to ear. Looking up at my nieces in the balcony while I'm cooking, and I can just see it in their eyes that they're so proud of me. I'm making an oxtail stew. This is something that we all love to eat, so I hope I do the dish proud.
Oxtail is seen all over Southeast Asia, and always as a soup or a stew, and with rice. Now, how he's gonna elevate it, I don't know. Really excited because we've been promised 2 elevated Filipino dish.
You got this, Matthew.
Let's represent, buddy.
The moment of truth coming up for Jeremy. He's about to open up his pressure cooker and find out if his oxtail is cooked.
It's soft.
Jeremy just took a jar of peanut butter and dumped it into his oxtail. Peanut butter is used all over the world for sweet and savory.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hands up!
Jeremy, please bring up your plate.
I'm taking a risk with this dish, but I want to share my culture with Canada. It's an elevated take on a traditional dish called kare kare, oxtail stewed with peanut butter. Typically, it's served with a bowl of rice.
I can see why this makes a great family dish.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud.
Oxtail in 60 minutes, that's tough.
I knew, but I wanted to go for it and take the risk.
Peanut butter, shrimp paste,
Yep.
and the rice cake, that's a nice touch because the Chinese say, if we don't eat rice, it's not a meal.
Same with Filipino culture, we eat rice with everything.
It's delicious.
Thank you.
I taste all the different textures, the smokiness, the different flavors. Everything seems to come together. You know, at first I saw the peanut butter, you know, it would have been a bit bland, but you know, with the saltiness from the fish sauce, it's just right, the seasoning. I think it just needs a little bit more kick.
Okay.
A bit of a spice. Perfect family meal.
Thank you. I wish my mom was still alive to see this. She would be so proud, but I have her with me on my arm all the time.
You will now have 45 minutes to transform those great ideas into beautiful appetizers.
Throughout this competition, Jeremy and I have worked so well together, but now we are in the finale against each other, and I need to beat him.
I feel like Mary's peaked, and I feel like I've just started to rise.
Are you ready?
Yes, Chef!
Your time starts now!
Come on, Mary! There it is, Jeremy. Let's go, buddy.
These 2 home cooks have different strengths and different weaknesses. Jeremy is an absolute speed demon in the kitchen. Mary is a little bit slower, tends to get a little bit flustered, but she comes on really, really strong when it comes to plating and those finishing techniques.
Beautiful technique, Mary.
First thing I do is get my bison cut and seasoned and searing right away. I'm doing bison tataki. It's a shout out to Manitoba. The bison is on our flag.
Tataki is obviously a traditional Japanese dish, piece of protein that's seared on the outside, and it has to literally be raw in the middle.
One tip, and even the restaurant uses it, they partially freeze that protein before they slice it very thin. Uni is a very powerful, flavored seafood.
Uni is a sea urchin, and inside is the golden part. That's what people eat. It's like taking a bite of the sea.
The dish sounds absolutely delicious. Jeremy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I got most of my components on the go. This is gonna open last minute.
Fresh unis.
Fresh live sea urchin.
Those are beautiful. So where are you at with your bison right now?
My bison is already seared and it's chilling, so it gets a bit stiff so I can make nice, thin slices of it. This right here, chef, is one of my favorite sauces to make. I love tataki sauce. Taste it.
Wow, that's insane. That's the most delicious thing I've ever had from you here in this kitchen.
Yes,
Thank you, chef. Wow.
5 minutes, you got 5 minutes. Better start plating.
I'm cutting into my bison, and I don't like the thickness of the cuts.
The way that he's hacking through that bison right now, he's kind of tearing the meat. Jeremy's actually pounding it to make sure that he has that even thickness right around.
Well, that's a good comeback. But he hasn't even opened those live sea urchin yet. They take a while to process.
This is the opening to my menu. Everything needs to be perfect on it. Oh, look at that pretty color.
3 minutes! You have 3 minutes left! Come on! Look at Jeremy. I don't see those live sea urchins.
How is he going to pull this off?
Here we go, here we go. He's about to open up his sea urchins.
Wow. 1 minute! You have 1 minute left! Come on!
Let's hustle, let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up! Okay, Jeremy, please bring up your dish.
I'm super proud of this dish. I just want to win. That's all that's going through my mind.
A bison tataki with uni cream, fried lotus chips, and a tataki sauce.
Jeremy, the meat could be a little bit more unified in the way you cut it. You know, one of the pieces here is very thin. This one's a little bit thicker. My advice to you is take that large piece of bison, cut it into quarters. They chill faster, and when you cut them, they're very easy to cut opposed to having one large piece. But other than that, the thought process behind this dish is really that of a very accomplished chef. Complex, delightful. It's really fantastic.
Thank you.
Jeremy, there are so many things on this dish, textures and taste that you discover as you start eating. The creaminess of the uni, that adds that wonderful backbone of rich flavor to that bison. These are wonderful flavors that come together beautifully on a plate like this.
Thank you.
Jeremy, this is by far your most creative dish. The combinations, the complexity, the texture, it's like Asia meets Manitoba.
Thank you, chef.
Now we need a few moments to discuss in private. Please head back to the kitchen and prepare for round 2.
Thank you.
Jeremy is taking 4 sushi-inspired dishes. He's got a lot of things to pull together there.
Now, Jeremy's sushi boat has to be elevated. It can't be sushi that you get in a kiosk at a shopping mall. This has to be sushi that we've never seen before anywhere.
I'm making sushi because sushi got me my apron, so I'm thinking sushi's gonna get me the title.
Hi there, Jeremy.
Hey, chef.
So tell me, what you're doing right now with the papaya?
This is the traditional way to make papaya salad. So you cut into it down to close to where the seeds are at, and then you take a slicer and you do this. That's the way that it's traditionally made in Southeast Asia.
That's amazing.
And then you get all these little
Wispy
uneven
strands.
cuts. Yeah.
How are you planning to tie all of these 4 dishes together so they make the feeling of a one complete entree dish?
They all have soy, ginger, and wasabi. They all play on those elements.
Sounds like you've got a lot to get done. I'll leave you to it.
Thanks very much, Jeremy.
When it comes to sushi rice in Japan, it is sacred. It is served at room temperature.
I make my sushi rice, and it has to get cooled, so I put it in the blast chiller.
He didn't have to put it in the blast freezer. He had plenty of time. Put a cloth over it and let it cool. Sometimes you put it in the blast freezer, the rice gets dry and hard. 10 minutes! You have 10 minutes left!
The rice, Jeremy.
I leave my rice in the blast chiller too long. The rice froze a little. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna save this rice.
His rice is frozen into one solid sheet.
And now he's trying to defrost it in the oven.
The sushi rice is no good, then your dish is no good.
I have so many things on the go.
Have you ever seen Mary's station in such a state of disarray? Look at it.
I need to put the best thing I can on that plate. Time is not at all my friend in this cook.
Jeremy is going to put the new spin on 4 sushi-inspired dishes.
Jeremy is really running around.
Look at the sweat coming from his face.
He's got the speed, but where he sometimes lets himself down is the finesse and running out of time in terms of plating. Jeremy, please bring up your dish.
I made 4 different dishes. There is a deconstructed soft-shell crab spider roll, and then a miso-marinated baby octopus with mushrooms, the tuna crunch roll with wasabi mayo and crispy salmon skin, and then a ginger papaya salad.
But you know, Jeremy, I was a little bit worried about the rice because you had it in the blast chiller and you had it in the oven. But you know something? The rice, to me, was perfect. I eat sushi in some of the best restaurants in Asia. This is restaurant quality. Just absolutely creative and delicious.
Thank you, Chef.
Jeremy, this is a feast for one's eyes. And I know that you have been challenged at times with plating. You'd never know that looking at these 4 dishes. The tuna roll, very clean, very well executed. The soft-shell crab, cooked beautiful and crisp. The dish that, for me, fell a little flat was the papaya salad. I'm looking for a little sweetness in it to make it sing for me. Otherwise, a really great job. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you, Chef.
So, Jeremy, here you have 4 very different things happening on one plate, opposed to having one composed main course that's very focused. You give yourself now 4 different ways to be criticized. You know that. The standout dish for me was the octopus with the mushrooms. You could have just served one dish, and it could have been that dish right there. That's my advice to you is focus. You need to focus more. But overall, very ambitious and very delicious.
Thank you, Chef.
Jeremy, on the other hand, he's doing something that I think sounds really quite adventurous.
I'm making a milk tea panna cotta and a jackfruit ice cream.
Panna cotta. It essentially means cooked cream. So you have to warm up your cream base, flavor it, add gelatin to the warm panna cotta mixture. You then need to strain it, and then it has to set and chill.
Jeremy,
Hi, Chef.
do you feel like the underdog in the dessert competition?
I've always felt like the underdog, especially when it came to baking, but more so now that I'm going up against Mary.
This is beautiful. Look at that. Fresh jackfruit. You are really cooking with the Philippines in mind and your mother in mind.
Yes, all
Incredible.
these flavors, every single component on this dish reminds me of her.
Good luck.
Thank you.
5 minutes, you have 5 minutes left. Better start plating.
The whole competition is riding on this dessert.
Look what Jeremy's doing. He's layering flavor after flavor after flavor. That's going to be exciting to eat.
Running to get the ice cream.
The galleries are looking in amazement right now.
They must be really jealous because we get to eat this and they don't. 1 minute! You have 1 minute left! Come on, 1 minute! Come on, guys! 4 minutes!
I am so happy with my final dish. This dessert is beautiful, and it's exactly how I wanted it to look.
I've never plated a dessert this beautiful before. This dessert shows how far I've come.
Jeremy, please bring up your dishes.
Milk tea panna cotta. On top is a coconut tapioca, topped with fried plantains with a jackfruit ice cream.
Well, Jeremy, I think you've created something that is completely and utterly original. So let's dig in.
You know, Jeremy, all that different textures coming together, to me, that is genius. This is not at all too sweet, too sour. It's very difficult to bake panna cotta with milk tea because it has to be very, very strong. And of course, being at the bottom of the dessert, so you're gonna hit that last. Now, that, I guess you could have made that slightly stronger, heavier on the teeth, but I just want to take spoonful and spoonful. I love it.
Thank you, chef.
When I watched you prepare it and I heard you describe it, I didn't understand it. I don't like this at all. I love it.
Thank you.
It speaks to me in so many different levels. Texturally, it's incredibly advanced. The flavors just keep changing and morphing. The top layer has that beautiful tapioca, which I love. And then when you think you figured it out, you dig a little deeper and you find this beautiful tea and milk panna cotta. I've never had anything like it. You took all the flavors that your mom introduced to you and you've just created a new dessert. Incredible.
Thank you, chef.
It is so light and so unique and interesting. The tapioca pearls have a wonderful mouthfeel. You sort of want them to dance around on your palate as you taste that little bit of coconut. You then have that refreshing citrus layer that is so bright and clean, yet still light. This is a great dessert.
Thank you, chef.